Hmm. I'm in some crazy setting thing. How wow. It's not how I want it. Hey, America. Wow. Still trying to get my settings correct, and I'm not quite there yet. But hello, Pittsburgh. How are you? 399 days of masks. When will it end? When will it end? I'm just not sure. Not at all. This is 10 o'clock talks. I am Michael Anthony. Thank you for joining in. If you're on, please stand by. Please stand by. And I mean that. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. There's going to be an upload later, everybody. You'll check it out, and whoever comes in, comes in. For some reason, I have a real small square. This isn't right. Share to groups. Unbelievable how I do this all the time.
Well, this is what I say.
What do you say? Oh, really? Wow, that's like crazy because I'm not even with it or at that. It's just weird. It's just weird. I'm in stats right now, and I have a very, very small screen. I have a hello. I got one hello. Yeah, right. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Now, while we're working here with you, if anybody's on, just bear with me. We're just about there. Every time I get on this new equipment, it's pre-programmed. It changes the format, and I don't know why. So right now it's just taking me a minute while everybody comes into the room. That's great. So just everybody come in, get comfortable if anybody wants to. Let me find out where exactly I am at. And that'll tell me if everything's kind of like working the way it should. Okay, so we do have a face view to some degree. All right. So something's working somehow, some way. I'm not sure. David, good evening. Big DB. Is it MeWe? We're on MeWe? Okay, so we got MeWe, Facebook, and YouTube right now. Cold beans. Still, I don't see anybody really in the room except for us. Oh, wait, I take that back. It looks like Cheryl Stringer could be nearby. At least gave a thumbs up, I believe. Anyway, so yeah, Pittsburgh, hello. Cold temperatures. Snow this morning. Not so good for my fruit trees, and probably not some of the things, at least for us in the Northwest here, that came through and now has probably crushed some of our beautiful plants that we all do. And the news hasn't changed by any means today. No, nope, has not done it. So anyway, that said, that's just the way it goes. Everything and Nancy Land remains the same. What a picnic, right? More than a sick woman. That comes from the people behind the glass. We're also trying to make better adjustments on the microphone settings for them so it comes through clear for you. So I'll just say to them behind there, I know you got your headphones on. Just make sure you talk loud and clear. You'll come through. Something's going to pick you up, is what I'm saying. Just like, so Dave, how was your day? I know you were quite busy posting things everywhere. You were busy, and so was I. That's why I couldn't pick up the phone for your call. I was in the middle of something. And it was a repair. I just didn't have the hands to grab it. I didn't even know it happened until after sometime later. So apologies, brother. Apologies. Apologies. Also, post if you can't, post from your side the new Florida group for me, because I forgot to make note of that earlier because I got so tied up. And I believe he just posted that. And yeah, let everybody see that, as far as that, who does come in. I also want to get to some business here. Let's get to the worst part case scenario, I guess you could say, of all this. Being that this is an upload, it's not going to matter. I can always kick back a little bit, if we get some room people, and just be more self-explanatory to where this cast views were at. But Did anybody see that truck driver yesterday that was just so happens to be in the same area of the courthouse? Yeah, poor guy's doing nothing, just trying to make his way past. Protesters are making statements such as they're happy, they're finally being vindicated, or whatever. And then they climb on the guy's truck and try to get to him. What was the purpose of that? They didn't get what they wanted. It seems like they did. Nancy said that this great gentleman basically died for the country. I don't see it. And I'm not trying to say the wrong thing here. I'm really not trying to say the wrong thing here by any means at all.
Is that the role model
We are going to follow. Frank Hager tagged you in a post in America. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna give a shout out too. I hope a lot of people get to hear it, but for me, I think it's kind of important that I do it. We always say support somebody's dream. Well, so we do that out of Pittsburgh. We got a lot of great restaurants here. 12 Whiskey, the Blaze Grill, and now they opened up another room. They have a little party room. It's quaint. It's beautiful. They set it up for you. You can help set it up. You can hold your little weddings there. Keep that in mind. That's in Bridgeville, right on Washington Street. Don't forget that. But I want to give a shout out to an old, dear friend, Craig Morrow. This guy had a dream to create a museum of bicycles. And I mean, he's very well known throughout the world. Played around in movies, supplying things that he has, to the movie industry. Involved in a lot with the Penguins and things that he does down there at the games. But he built an incredible dream. He's got every imaginable bicycle. He's been at this for years. But I mean, truly, if you are in Pittsburgh, and I'm not, I live here, right? But I want you just to know, take a couple hours and go visit Craig. Even if you just want to walk through the place, throw $1 in the donut basket or something for the kid. He's got huge bills there. He really does. Does he fix and repair bicycles? He's an expert. No one is better than Craig or his team. So keep that in mind. Bicycle Haven. They're located over on 1800 Preble Avenue at Columbus, and they are one of the only, no one compares to this place, bicycle museum in the world. Craig Morrow, congratulations, man. You are a fantastic warrior in America. So that just goes to show everybody in America, you can fulfill dreams, even when you may not think that somebody, Craig did it. Hats off to you, brother. Hats off to you. No, we appreciate what you do. No, we do. Anyway, all right. So I want to get more to this with Nancy Land and her comments and stuff, unnecessary comments to put the world in such a place, how judgmental to make a statement on behalf of the United States, because you're a leader of the United States, which means you're speaking for the United States, which means you didn't confide in us first before making that comment. I don't agree with your comment. Again, it could have had something to do with the bottle of Jack. And we know that, that's one of her best friends. Jack and her are best friends. We know that. But anyway, Major League Baseball, still no change. I'm not going to support it. If they bring it back to Atlanta, Georgia, fine. If they don't, I'm not going to worry about that either. But the honest to gosh of it all, for me, I would love to see it back so the people could thrive with some business. So just to rephrase that, I'm not against having them back in. I just can't concentrate time to what I think is a frivolous, immoral decision on push of the President Biden administration. And there he went too, sticking his nose into family business, all about this police matter, this verdict, calling the family in support of. How dare he? I mean, and the first rule of politics, keep your nose clean, stay out of the business of the Justice Department. But you never could. Could you? You had your nose everywhere. Your whole career shows it. What another disappointment we have as American leader. What a disappointment. So, yeah, and I mentioned yesterday about Boris and what they're doing and the strain coming in. I do like a little review on the end parts of the shows towards my beginnings, and I find good reason for that. You may have missed things last night. The possibility of that does exist. So just keep in mind what you can on that part of it, uh, because they're basically, telling protesters there, uh, you know, the NHS says that, you protest in the wrong way. You protest in the wrong way. No, he's not worth it. Just a little tick. Probably got it in when the windows was open. But anyway, I don't care. Yeah, they're like threatening people. They will consider you basically a terrorist if you decide to promote and voice yourself. And they will not tolerate it. It's being taken as they will not tolerate it. That is absurd. And this is the governments throughout the world. So we know there's deep above. How deep, deep above does it go? And what is truly deep above? Even Obama, if he's helping Joe, he's not even the answer here. Same with Soros, another puppet. Same with the prince over there running his trap. And then we have the 13 families of the rich, probably still puppets. What truly lies beyond the rich? What truly lies beyond and the deep state? I don't think we truly have that answer, but in my opinion, and I can't really base it upon any one given fact, I do know that there are militaries out there you'll never know about. I do know that. That I do know, which tells me they take orders from somebody else and it's much higher than governments. It would not be people, at least per se, that we understand as people of money and control. They're just gifted these little gifts to have these 147 huge corporations that actually control the United States and throughout all the other governments of the countries because they control all the sources. What is at the top? Who really is handling all this? Why are they pushing such an agenda towards the Americans and all the other governments and countries throughout the globe? I'd like to get into that further. Tonight probably won't be the best time to do it, but I will tell you this. Believe in the unbelievable because the unbelievable will become believable. Narratives will show. Plans will come through harder with more force. We're only at the beginning, which we thought could not get any worse. And I spoke of this earlier in segments if you care to review them. And I'll be uploading another dozen or so this week on YouTube as best I can. If it's less, it's less. Enjoy them. I am the new voice of America. Welcome to my world. This is 10 o'clock talks. And we got a lot to go over and a lot to look forward to in the future. We need to make plans. We really, really do. So, with that said, we got to keep things. I can make a little quick adjustment there. I wish I knew how to make this screen bigger. I don't know how at this point, and I've already started this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to have anybody walk over here and do all that stuff. But yeah, a slow walk into the room tonight, huh? For the live feed. It just seems like the live. There he goes. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. Just we got a little pest there flying around. Kind of like a Dem. He's probably a Democrat. He's taking what I got to say. I wonder what the Dems really say about us on the right. Now, I'm not talking about the party. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about it doesn't matter who you voted for. Dems against Dems. I did not vote for this. Just seems reasonable to think of it that way, huh? What are these people thinking right now? Where we're at? The ideologies behind everything. Boy, I'm going off the hook here with people and things and ours. Oh, wow. When I get a special alert, This is what it sounds like. Please stand by. Exit 109. Pilot McDonald's in Vienna, Georgia, on I-75 is refusing to serve us truckers. Make this go viral. They will not serve truckers. As I said, thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Sure. That was breaking. That was important. And I get messages and information that way. Not, a trucker now can't pull into McDonald's to get food. No, understand, McDonald's does franchise out. This could be all on the owner, but does it make the franchise look bad? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's huge. It's really huge. And these things happen. So, yeah. Now what do we do? Not go to McDonald's. Well, McDonald's was already on part of the list anyway. We know that. And you might be better off buying ground meat, going home and just, making yourself a burger and try to make some Thousand Island sauce to throw on a Big Mac, whatever. Become more self-reliable, more self-sustainable in life with what we're going on with, so you can support what you want to support. But remember what I said about Boris Johnson, and the nickname the Jagoff over there by many. Yeah, I might say it, and I do believe it. Boy, am I getting views over there. It's crazy. A lot of people are making nice comments about the show and some of the commentary. They're telling me not to sugarcoat so much. They want to hear me loud. I want to be loud, but at the same time, I want to be in a safe boat here to keep coming back every night, because a lot of people are putting time into this, and they push it. I put time into this, and we want to stay alive. We got to stay alive. We got to support each other and look for those ways to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to just quick review also, and we'll be right in today's commentary. I was trying to do it this way because it gives some people some time to get into the room. Lucy, how are you? And Dave Glovin, good evening at 10 o'clock talks. He's out there doing his thing. Hi, Lucy. Okay, Minnesota lawmaker proposes a law to strip convicted protesters of all food stamps. So I'm hoping that there was some arrests yesterday, and these people are convicted of endangerment of that trucker and so forth, and things that happen throughout. Actually, I want all states to do this. Take their unemployment off them. Take their food stamps off them. Govern your state as you see fit, not as you see a narrative. Never govern it that way. Hi, Lucy. Hi, baby. How are you? Hi, Jack. How are you, Jack? Thanks for stopping in. Jack is a really great guy, too. Jack's going to be going live with me, I think, at some point. We're getting together. If anybody knows about Jack Alexander, check him out. Check his page out. See what he's about. He's a voice also right now from Texas, out of Australia. You think I don't do my homework, Jack? I do. I know exactly who you are. And he is a man with confidence, leadership, skills, and opinions. And him and I are going to come at you hard very, very soon. We're staging something to come together. I should have done it already, but life got in the way of things. Anyway, I am Michael Anthony. This is 10 O'Clock Talks. And for anybody and newcomers that just came in, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. But yeah, when you get these lawmakers all together and they all do the same things, and all these states of red plus, this is strong. This is a real pushback. And I'm all for pushback on the negative. Again, as my opening was talking about, what is the negative? This negative is way up higher than it's not even in the imaginable of what people really think. The rich, do they have something to do with it? Yeah, but they're all just being given orders. I don't care if we're talking about the 13 families of the richest in the world, the 147 corporate I own everything, we own everything corporations of America. Yeah, they do. And they can push narrative. But they're not dreaming all this up, even though we have major think tanks out there. And they've been around for a long time. This narrative's been basically repaired, rethought, and reapproached. And now this is why we are where we are. They're hitting back so hard. But I don't think it comes actually from the 13. What stands above the 13? We're going to get into at another point in time, very, very soon. We really, really will. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. Yeah, we really, really will. Anyway, hey, I don't have to be perfect here. You know, mistakes are allowed to be made. All I can say to you is thank you for coming in the room. Go share this. Lucy, get some people online. There's a lot of important information that we need to share and talk about. And I know you always have a lot, Lucy. Stay tuned because some of the theories that you have are more real than you would imagine. And I know that because I share a lot of time with you off and on and talk about it. Now, the Capitol police officer who died also, they don't say enough about this. It's been found that he actually died of the insurrection, his death on the 6th, um, natural causes. I found plenty of good reports that all confirmed that. So I want to state that they could have said it earlier, didn't think it was really worth it. I can say it today with some comfort. And always remember, you have the right to choose whatever you want when you're in 10 o'clock talks. You know, it's always up to you. You make the final decision on what you want to believe or choose not to believe. We can only talk about things together if you choose to be on to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to voice my opinion. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. It's just the news. And guess what? You supply it for the most part. The public supplies everything to us. Just make sure you're in the right narrative and, you know, you do your own investigations and your own homework, and your intelligence and you're aware and you're waking up will become much stronger. They really will. But the Capitol police officer, as it's reported, and it's stated now, it's not what the media wanted you to hear, of course. No, it was all about the insurrection, but he actually died of natural causes. Now, what that all reads, I don't have a report in front of me by any means from any of I guess they call them the pathologists who do people behind the glass, tap, tap, tap. The forensic team that would work on that. They pathologists. Hey, I got to keep them involved here. I got to just keep them. We must keep holding. Can you see what Lucy's saying? You know, it's crazy. Why is this thing blocking all my words?
We must keep holding the line and write the senators and governors.
Well, yeah, you're right. I agree with the holding the line and writing the senators and changing the seats. And here's something that I found out today. It's really interesting, and I got to talk on this. I think some of you are gonna get this. I am in a city heavily surrounded by freaks of nature, Democrats. Okay, but it's true. And we have some good candidates that want to run for mayor, but we have no Republican base. We do not. And, you know, in my head, I'm pushing the narrative all through Pittsburgh to tell everybody, vote. Let's turn this city red. And, you know, when I'm really thinking about it, and this could be happening also where you live, when the majority is the Democratic Party, a Republican doesn't have a fair shot at anything. Doesn't have a fair shot at anything. Now, when that happens, the best you can do is you hope for the best candidate. And I found one in Pittsburgh here, you know, police officer. I'll get into a little bit more of that later. Air combat vet, you know, retired police officer. He understands what right now is all about. They say we're the most livable city, but yet the mayor who's been there, just like Biden, he's one of these I've been here forever kind of guys between council and so forth. Most livable, but yet he's making in his political contributional statements to the public, well, we need so much change. That's because you failed. You failed the whole time you were in there, Peduto. That's exactly what you did. And that's why I'm going to have to support a Democrat. I don't want to, but guess what? There's not a choice. That could happen in your same area. Just beware of what I'm telling you. I am in that position of predicament with many good people. And yeah, do I want out with the old and with the new? Most definitely. Get rid of them. I mean, why do we have a guy 70 years old running to be a sheriff in Pittsburgh? Come on. You know, go retire already. But the point is, there's no other point of an arrow to go. Anybody that's going to run on the Republican Party, There's not even a voting base for it. It's unreal. So we're going to have to work through some things, and it's not going to be easy. So support your state, cripple these bottom offices, all these leaders, get them out, change as much as you can. All that's going to be very, very, very important. It really, really, really will be. Yeah. Okay. Let me just read a little closer here. Tell me what Lucy said, because again, my screen is totally blocked here. I have a totally different thing. And I'm afraid if I touch it off the one camera, I can't even work this tonight on this. I'm working the wrong thing.
Okay, so Lucy was talking about regular senators and governors in each state.
Yeah.
In Florida, she wants to get 5,900 signatures to send to DeSantis to stop masking in shopping places.
Well, it's 399 days of mask if you count from the beginning till right now, Lucy. And and Pennsylvania here, they're standing up real strong. They have a major group room. A lot of people are involved, and we have a Democrat governor who's not going to hear about it though. Here, I agree with what you're doing. You have a good good structure of people behind you who are doing all the right things. Any city, state, borough, etc. can do is right. It doesn't mean you're going to change a Democratic governor's mind. He's going to do what he does. So then what you got to do is you got to bring everything up on a ticket. That's what we're trying to do right now here in Pennsylvania. Instead of them having this, I can do anything I want in a matter of, in a case of emergency, they're going to be restricted down to no more than, I think, 30 days. Yeah. So we are fighting in a different way because we have a man here in Pennsylvania who, like Como, Como the homo up there, he's getting away with murders. And so is Pennsylvania. And Wolf and Como are very, very, very much alike. They should be charged with crimes of humanity without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I say this repeatedly to everybody. You can either choose to listen to it or not listen to what I speak about. It's my opinion, and you always have the choice. But those are the true facts. Most of everything that we do know of all this disaster that had occurred. And now with the Frankenshot, it's because they were placed improperly. And you know that, Lucy. I know you're still on, but you do know that. You do know that. Yeah, more than you may know, Lucy, but it's very true. Just like them, did all the same things. And guess what? Levine, who now is up there in the White House pushing all the child narratives and transgender, right out of here in Pennsylvania, one of the controllers that we had. No better. And as well, charges should be brought against it. And I don't know how else to comment on it because it is it. Did you see it? Not cousin it, but it, Levine. It, Levine, made all the comments and now is trying to control the school boards as well. It has its foot in everywhere. And we're going to talk more about that. Patriots at large today. Terry Anderson. Hats off, brother. He's out again. And he's at schools because of what now the narrative is to teach the children and how difficult that is in the eyes of everybody in America. And I'll get more to that. I will. I promise. And I'm going to talk about it tonight. I don't want to beat your ear, and I could go on some of these casts forever. Not the best thing to do. Do we still have JJ? Was it JJ? Who was I talking to before? Oh, Alexander.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Is he still there? Okay. It doesn't matter. Just wanted to make sure that he heard me. That's all. So he knows I'm going to call him. I am going to call you, sir. I guarantee. Let's work that out for tomorrow, actually. We'll figure it out. We'll go live. We'll rock some stuff out together. We cannot have you suppressed. You're too important, just like many others. They don't really suppress all the big names, but they will do it to as many of the smalls as they can, as we know. All right, let me do a little reading here and see where I'm going with this. I did go with that, actually, in the way the Pennsylvania abuse of power on Wolf. So I need to make some scratch outs here. The Florida did all the COVID restrictions, and they fought them. They didn't stand for them long, just like Lucy said also there. And what she's doing, you got to protest peacefully, do things right, keep it always in the open playing field, make sure everything's being videotaped. So you're protected of everything that's going on. You have to do these kinds of things. They're really, really important. They're really important. All right, Tampa and Mega and 24 in Florida and cancel Florida. So I'm just going through my list here because I throw things in. I want to talk a little bit more about the fill. Uh, the fill is where they're going. I'm hearing they have as many as the possibility is putting 13 people into the Supreme Court. 13. Now, 4 names were supplied. I'm not going to get into the names. You know who all these has-beens are. They all this is about is political strength to shut down everything of America, of free vote and ID and all these things. So when it gets up there, of course, they're going to hear this case. If it's something that the Dems want, the Supreme Court will hear it. If it's something that we want heard, not so much going to happen, as you know. But yeah, packing the court, not the way to go. You got to be against it. These are narratives that are much larger in some ways than even the mask. And they truly are, because they're our future. And our future is children. And you see what goes on with children. We cannot leave a world to children of what we are in. I mean, an unsafe environment and ideologies that a child doesn't deserve to be born in. Maybe that's part of their strategy of their depopulation programs, because all narratives that they use do come back to all certain elements, either biblical or by a narrative or agenda that they have to use against people and humanity. It's always done that way. It's been since the Sumerian books and before. I mean, we have writings of nothing but wars that go back 6,000 years. And we know that. There's always a narrative, there's always a sacrifice. And I say that in a safe manner. Listen to what I'm saying. This reflects to a lot more. Some people will pick up on what I'm talking about, and some won't. But the point really is, the awareness to everything is so important. But I want to say to you, the best way I can, stand in front of any type of filibuster that you have to. Stand in any kind of illegal wrongdoings of changing the narrative of our forefathers who put all this in place. They were very, very wise people. But as you can see, if you do read books, you think now is just where we're at, where we have all this technology. Wow. While you think they were using a hammer and chisel of stone and a stick. All right. No, there were people here much brighter than you ever would imagine. We still know that to be fact. Archaeologies and everything else, it proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And a lot of things are suppressed that way on histories. So all you can do in this time that we're in is go after where we are, what's in front of us right now, and what we can do about it. So, as again, Lucy said, write everybody under the sun, call everybody under the sun. I wish I had more time to do it. And I'm only one person. Same with Lucy and other people that come through the room and have a lot to say about things. But the truth of the matter is, it is what it is. And we need to fight back. We need to fight for our seats, our election seats. We need to change so much right now and let who's ever at the top do it. Let who's ever at the top. And we know who is up at the top. We know the Donald's up there. We know he is. We know he is. And he's the man. He's always going to be the man. But we are where we are. And he gave us grassroots. He said it. Listen to his speeches. He said it. He told you to do it. And that's the best I can tell you about it, really. But let me move on a little bit more here. Now, the Dems block, Kevin McCartney also, or maybe it's McCarthy. I apologize. He had a resolution that condemned, Mad Max Waters for, the comments and the incitement. And also Marjorie Taylor Greene. They were pushing their narrative, and the Dems create some type of block for right now. But I don't think it's totally over. I think we're still in the game, and we need to keep attacking these people. No matter what Nancy says, because Nancy supported her. Nancy Land up there is going to do whatever. It's fun land for Nancy. She comes from the mafia family. Look into her history and her family. And if you really look at even the presidents of the United States and their forefather, grandfathers, etc., man, there's a dirt trail to all of them for the most part. There truly, truly is. Look into histories, Investigate and expose, expose, expose. I always say that. Keep that strong. Keep that in your pocket. That's the best thing you can go. That's your narrative. That's everybody's narrative out there, globe wide, wherever you are. Fight back the best you can. Expose these people. But it makes you wonder, though. What were these people shown or promised for such a narrative of change to occur as it has? Again, I'm going to try to get to more of that by Friday. I don't know if I'll get to it by Friday. I'm trying to create better lists and better conversational talks. In the meantime, don't forget, all your podcasters out there, always give them support and try to, watch them and view them. Not just me. We all have an important opinion and statements, and that's what's really important. That's mostly what's important out of everything, as far as I'm concerned. So that said, block things, fight things. Don't be afraid to protest either, by any means. Do not be afraid to protest. I also want to talk a little bit about Trumprilla. You know what Trumprilla was? It was a substitution of a cancellation. So all the boats still got out there in Tampa on the water. Lucy, I know you probably know about this. And they came out in full force. They really did. I think it was called Gasparilla, and it got canceled. But, oh, wow. Guess what? The perks are, because of who we are and the patriots that we are, we can still make things work. We cannot think certain elements of the narratives of what they push. And I have that same intention for the 4th of July. Of course, why not kill the 4th of July where I'm at here in Pittsburgh? It's already been decided. Oh, we're going to let you view fireworks. Oh, well, why, thank you. Why bother? I'd rather fire up my own, go up camp, whatever, light a fire, watch UFOs. That's what I'd rather do, and then worrying about you're going to tell me what I can and cannot do. I've never lived behind my door in the whole entirety of this pandemic and don't choose to do it now, nor will I do it. I'm just not going to do it. I have friends who are totally against me too. I want to just comment to that. And I ran across a couple comments. And it seems to me they must be proud of what they voted for. How freaking stupid are you people that know me? Honestly. I got to say that. And I don't care if you don't watch me. I don't care if you don't look at me when you see me. But one thing you will know when you look at my face and my eyes, I ain't got to like you no more either. The bottom line is you are supporting the most unethical world of change. And you people, and I'm actually have a couple people in mind right now who have kids and children, and they don't see this, or they're just that naive and stupid, or maybe perhaps they gave into the free ride, which makes them what, in my opinion, Anyway, Coke Falls. Just want you to know what you're doing works. Coke is falling. They're feeling you. Stay with the game on them. Keep boycotting and shout whatever you need to shout. Make people get it here. Make people get it and have a good understanding of what goes on in these large corporations and how they jump sides. Now, remember, I understand corporate and money, of course, and I believe everyone out there understands it as well. It's all about the almighty buck. That's what's sustainable. It doesn't really seem like it's all about money, though, anymore. But in ways, it could be. Do your best to list and post what you know are facts, because I would like to push more facts. I get a lot of things that say a lot of stuff, and when I look them up, I'm not finding it on an equal part, on an equal platform. I'm afraid to talk about it unless I really get equal facts. Just like, the BLM, there's people saying this one gave 100. I know that there's a lot of money that went into the three queens of the Communist Black Party to support BLM. I know that. I verified 90 million taxable. Okay. Not 250 million. I don't know where the numbers are coming from. All I'm saying is do the best you can to keep everything within the true of fact. The best you can. I also want to thank a lot of people who checked in last night. Last night was great. A lot of people did come through. A lot of conversation was happening. And, and not every night is going to be good for anybody to get on, because you need to clear your mind from this stuff. There's days I even want to walk out of it and say, I don't even want to do it today. It's just And we need that element. So if I ever go MIA, just know that's why. I mean, sometimes you just got to walk back, take a breather, come back. You come back stronger. I do try to come in strong. I try to give you everything that I can and the support that everyone needs. I don't care if you're having anxiety. Come aboard, listen to what we're saying. Maybe I'll help clear your mind, or at least give you reason, a purpose to understand why you're going through it. And I know a lot of people, and I'm no doctor. I'll never suggest anything. Your choice will always be your choice. But yeah, keep yourself strong. And always remember, I do talk about the health part, man. Water, vitamin D3, zinc. Important, important, important. And then my friend Lucy, who's on tonight too, she posts great things. She tells you about the chemtrail problems, how to divert that, and how to cleanse yourself. Very intelligent woman, a lot of educational information in her mind, and she always shares it to us. Great support factor for us, for all of us, and I mean that. Thank you so much for that, Lucy. Now, if you ask yourself, why does a corporation support the side that of the higher side? And it makes you wonder. Where I'm going with that, if it didn't make sense to you, is why all of a sudden are these corporations specializing in gifting money and supporting all these causes, and yet will be buried in a heavier tax under the Biden administration? Well, first, I want to say, when Biden's administration, or whoever behind all this big picture is, and I don't want to say right off the top of my head to that yet, but I got a pretty good idea. It's weird, but they're disposable, just like BLM is disposable. Let them open their mouth the wrong way. Or let the government now, who's ever controlling that little puppeteer of three strings, and they'll know how fast they can become disposable. But protection, let's talk about Como. They're protecting him. They're protecting everything I was basically describing earlier about all the deaths, plus not all his sex, and his brother too. Equally responsible in media for voicing lies and false facts and news to the public. Equally, all of them over there in that network, responsible for deaths of people, to push narratives, false narratives. You're all guilty on crimes of humanity. You may not see it, and not only you're guilty of that, Wolf has nothing to worry about. If you looked at that, Dick, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about. But Como himself, the handsy, touchy, sniffy, feely, Joey Biden kind of guy he is, with all these women coming forth and allegations. And I believe they're not allegations. I believe they're truth and fact. And I dare you to challenge these women. Well, they won't. They'll change the narrative, as they did on Matt Gaetz. They're making Matt Gaetz the scapegoat. Don't fall into that narrative. Don't. And remember, on the corporations, they jump where the money is because that's the protection. They jump where the narrative is because that's their protection. They don't care about you. They care about the almighty dollar in the end. And the more of the small private sector businesses that are popular, they will continue to buy them out to control you. They will buy everybody out to control you. So frank speech should help a lot. And also, Mike Lindell opening up a new platform such as Amazon and dealing with products across America, which I support as well. And I have a page just for that. If you don't know that, but I do. Products made in America. I want nothing. I'm nonprofit. I ask for nothing. We don't ask for nothing here at 10 o'clock talks. We never will. The bottom line is, though, know it with good knowledge that you can go and work around all these issues in this world. And whether you're growing your own vegetables, knowing where to purchase things from the right farmers, go around every avenue that you can. That's the bottom line. Let them buy out whoever they want, like the Chinese is doing, plus, so many more. Let them try to kill the farmers and take all the money from the white farmers. That's okay. They don't have to support the white females. They don't have to support you, but they will. And their own narrative. But you have to get the Frankenshot. You have to get the Frankenshot. Not one, not two, but now boosters. But anyway, to the tax dollar. Yeah. I'm sure in the big plan, the overall picture, all the gifts they're giving, It'll put them in a better place. The strategy of the tax dollar and the IRS, the incentives, it will work out in their favor. So you got to boycott them hard. If you kill their money structure, they fall, just like votes and voting and elections. Kill their structure at the bottom, they start to fall. They fall. Kill the money, they fall. A corporation will fall. They'll feel it throughout. The problem with that is they're so rich. They're so damn rich. Okay? And I'm trying to practice that comment because Mike says you can't use the Lord's name in vain if you choose to use his site. So I have to come up with something, and I hope I never fall into it. Okay, we got an urgent something coming through here, but let me just look while we're talking. Oh, okay. So, yeah, great. Hello in Texas, Merle in Texas. He's got a lot of comments, a lot of exciting stuff he threw at me today, too. But Mike is fighting back now. Also, $1.6 million fight back lawsuit. You know? Already, huh? Wow, man, I talk too much. That's okay. It's all good. Yeah, $1.6 million fight back. You sue me, I'll sue you. And I don't blame him for doing it. Not only that, he's going after Twitter and some other things. So there's big things and big feuds to come. Where we're going to be in this narrative for Mike, I don't know, but let's support him the best way we can. Let's see what Frankenspeech is about. And, the problem that I worry about Frankenspeech truly is this. What really is going to happen when we got no one to argue with over there? It's all going to be one side narrative. Yeah, we'll be able to come in and give all the free speech we want. I get that. Okay. And people will want to come and watch podcasts more, I think, than they're going to want to post elements of things. But who do we fight with? This format here in Facebook is one of those things that gives us that I don't know. We're going to see how it works out. Just a little observation, just a thought I had. It doesn't mean nothing. It really doesn't. Like I said, your choice is always your choice. The funding, again, yes, sure. Repurposing AOC, Omar, and Hedelia Gamarga, and the one that married her brother, with the head wraps. Yeah, she married her brother. You guys know it. But their comments are defunding. It's more like we're just trying to repurpose the police departments, or is it just stop funding, period? That's my thought. Nothing is by accident, as AOC says and makes in comments. Yes, things are by accident. Your mother got pregnant, didn't she? If she'd have known you now, what you stood for, I don't know about that, young lady. I don't know how these people go home to parents, these ones that are preaching these narratives. And by the way, I wish I had the addresses for all their parents. Don't you? Really? Don't you? I mean, use gosh darn. I was thinking about G-damn, but anyway, okay, gosh. Yeah. Golly. I'm all in the golly. Yeah. Anyway, maybe we could talk a little bit in slang and throw it down that way. I don't know. Anyway, I got to come up with something. You're right. I could drop so many bombs. I really try to stay away from that. And I'll tell you why right now. Thank you to all you Christians who support and send your prayers every day. We are here for you. And I thank you so much because your prayers are going to help the country. And we need your support. Your beliefs are your beliefs. And don't stop believing. Open your churches before they take them from you. Open your doors. Fill your church. Get your people in there. Pray for America. Pray for the globe. It's not an American problem. It is a global problem. It affects the globe. And again, this racist thing, we have people of all cultures who are fantastic. The foods are outstanding. Some of the clothes. Now, I'm not talking about that BS stuff that we have been being seen from Paris and all them ideology things. But I'm talking there are certain things in a lot of cultures that are just really great. And they're beautiful people. For me, I very tasteful women to the eye of the man. I would say that. And it probably works in the same scenario for the woman. All I'm saying is we don't have this ideology that they're planting in our heads. Okay? We have friends of all cultures. and we have no issues. And who in the right mind doesn't like going to the Chinese buffets? They're all over the country. Come on, we're not beating up Asian people. Another narrative that's just BS. We back and support this culture. And as far as the black people, we've done it for years. And I say this repeatedly. Basketball, who brought him in first? A white man. Golfing, who brought him in first? A white man. Football, who brought him in first? A white man. What are you people talking? Pittsburgh police here in the city. We've been through it. We had to bring a margin quota up. We were already affected by this. This was worked out. But no, the ideology says they were suppressed. You're not suppressed. You're suppressed if you don't want to work. You fall in the same category as every other culture if you have that ideology. Bottom line, that's the truth. That's the way I see it. You don't have to agree with it when you leave here. And I say it for the strongest reasons I possibly can. I really do. I really do. Yeah, so, while we hear all these comments that are just crazy beyond reason, and we do, let me reset this here. Let me see if I can do a reset structure here. I don't know why I'm not seeing what I want to see. Making myself more visible, hopefully. I don't know. I got so many things going on here, but it doesn't matter. Let me get through some of this stuff because I know you guys want to rock tonight, and you have been rocking with me. I greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, we talk about the defunding of police, and I got more to come on that also. Lindsey Graham on Stacey Abrams. Ballot harvesting, come on. You know it. You know it. You know it. And what did Cruz say? What did Cruz say? Do you concede? I think her face could have fell off. Truth. I think her face could have fell off, but it's all true. And we know there's big information out there right now. And Trump had a lot to do with this. We know just how Dominion did it. We know every specific ID number of the computers that the information and changes went to. It is breakingly huge. And Sydney's still fighting. She's still fighting hard, okay? She talks to people daily. You just have to follow certain things to get that. But finally, Lindsey Graham comes out and says something maybe, let's talk about the ballot harvesting and the voter ID. Oh, we can't touch that. No, we can't touch that. So, yeah, support Mike where you can, too, even if it's in your postings about, helping him out with going after Twitter, for the suppression, because then it's going to help Trump. There's going to be a big move there, plus a lot of other political people who were suppressed and banned from the site. So whatever precedent Mike Lindell can establish, if we get fair courts and good judges, independent, down the middle, straight to the judges, it will mean a lot. So support Mike Lindell. It will bring a crap load of more stuff down on all this. It really will. All right. That said, double standards with the masks. That's part of the divisions. And the reason I bring this up is if you're in a rage and you're protesting and the police have no more, control, you're allowed that close to a cop now. You're allowed that close to a cop. 1 inch from his nose. And these protesters are really, really, come on. Better think about what you're doing here. These police are only going to take so much, regardless of what's going on in this world. But to get in somebody's face that close and it's allowable, what double standard does that not fall under? It's the same with Maxine Waters and incitement. But no, only Trump was responsible for that. And now we know that the incitement came from inside and attempts that Congress tried to hide and cover up. Schumer and Pelosi, they knew of it days before. They did nothing to help the police. Then they fired a police chief. So you see where all these double standards and how they work. They don't care. When they're done with you, they will get rid of you. And it doesn't matter if you're Antifa or you're BLM, if you're Major League Baseball. When they're done with you, they'll be done with you. You will be an enemy to them, and that's all there is to it. I hope people wake up. I really, really do. But this double standard's terrible. It really is, especially when police right now, don't know what to do. Oh my God, she is truly demonic. Yeah, you're right. Lucy's really involved here. I'm digging it. I am seeing some stuff, but there's like a little.
She wants everyone to join her page. She has tons of information.
I know she has tons of information. Oh, and the health part?
Yeah, she was in it for 27 years in the hospital.
Right, right. And she's been taking care of some friends, family, and she's a rock star out there. She is. She knows I love her, man. We built a really good relationship. She's good people, and I really do support you 100%. And she can give you this information on the health things that you can do also with the in protection of any narrative that's out there right now, and follow her instructions. They're simple. They're all safe. They're all safe, and they will help you. They really will. But that really irritates me with these. You got to be silent. You can't say anything. You can't touch them, and the protesters can say whatever they want to them. I don't get where the police and how the police are even going to function anymore. It's just a terrible scenario that we're in, and it's a corrupt scenario. Everything you already know, I could vent it and yell it and scream it right now. And you know what? I've done it all. I've done it all already. I don't want you to leave here with any less of a headache or heartache. I really don't. Or when you see this, if you choose to watch it all the way through, and don't you dare change that channel. Don't you dare. You need to listen to what we all have to say. There's importance behind everything. Governmental issues, police issues, it doesn't matter. Where the future of the world's heading, the children. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you will find vital information because we do homework. Some do it more than others because they have the full-time capability, and some have even helpers because they have all these stats and numbers. I don't. That's okay. At least not here. But over, where I'm streaming to through my friends, their pages are going nuts with me. And I don't know why, but it's not here in America. America, it seems like we got too many snowflakes. And I call these people out, the halfwayers. You're halfway in or you're halfway out. There is no halfway in. You're out. The bottom line is there's no area for you. Wake up, do your homework, because it doesn't matter who you voted for at this point. It matters for the future of a child, for a future for the children, a future for their safety. If you really look into where and what this is all about and what they're protecting. What they are protecting is the moneymaker of all moneymakers in the world, in the entirety, and Trump was taking it all out and done. That is their punishment back to reverse everything that man ever did, because he cared for children. And he's again sitting in 150 cars of traffic. If you get what I mean. So, yeah, stay strong and diligent and keep your minds open and stay knowledgeable to everything. You just have to. All right, let me get a little further here, a little further. I got a lot of things here. I really do. Got a lot of things, but that's okay. You can't get to them all in one night. I want to talk about Merle out of Texas. So his point, and it was a good comment. It was a really good comment, and it makes a lot of perfect sense to me. When the court ended yesterday, Sutton immediately stood up, put his hands behind his back, and calmly walked away with the arresting officer, who then put him under supervisory arrest in the jurisdiction of that county. Not a comment, not a smirk, just did the right thing. And if that doesn't send a message to the world, on how to act, I don't know what will, because to me it said a lot. And he said now that was an example to America. Whether the verdict was right or wrong, he did the right thing there. And I think that was a message. If America didn't get it, I sure did. He took it like a man. He walked out. What he truly feels about the whole circumstance, I don't know. I really, really don't know. But anyway, I wanted to bring it up because Merle sent it to me, and I agree with it. I truly agree with it. And we need to live like that. We need to live in a world where we understand what respect is about to people and let them do their jobs. Let them do their jobs. Minneapolis mayor and the chief of police are now complete frog ups. I mean, how can they not? Did anybody catch that? Did you catch it? Any of this? Really? I mean, I'm asked. I don't have a lot on, but maybe you did if you tune into this later and you do some viewing of it. Don't let me down. Pass this around, share it, follow, like, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And all the podcasters, they all deserve it. They do. Well, anyway, these two nut jobs up there, just so far off the table, but they want to set an example to the world of their change that they're going to make. They're going after what they feel is created racism and legal drugs and no more ethics. They feel the public should no longer be supervised. Safe world. So if you want freedom like that, you better head up to Minneapolis. That's all I can say. And live in, wouldn't it be tyranny? Live in tyranny? Yeah, I mean, that would just, they were on making comments right out loud towards this, which blew me away, And again, they thanked Floyd's family for him being what was a great example to the American people, and what low lifes the rest of America is for having any other thought of it. So, again, who are these people? What did they give them? What are they on? It's unbelievable. Now, you have this problem going on. Will people move out of these states? Here's the problem with that, honestly. A lot of people foresaw this and jumped. I as well was looking. I'm not gonna BS anybody. I was looking. I was thinking, sell this stuff, get the hell out of here, close it down. I can always podcast from anywhere or do the APC broadcast. It doesn't matter. But, the blue states, nobody wants to be in them. Anybody with scruples doesn't want to be in them. The problem with this now is no matter where you go, and Tennessee was one of the best places to go to, price-wise, tax-wise, seniors and more, the prices have now tripled on the properties. So now what do people do? All the properties everywhere else, and I get people are in the market, they can do this, it's their free world, but how do people move into that? I mean, some people want to move, but they can't afford a big move. So that's going to be a blocker for people who do just want to get the hell out of these cities and states that operate under these ideologies. And it's terrible. It's terrible. But it's true. That's what's going on. So if you want to move and think you're going to just walk out the door, it ain't going to happen just like that. It's not. Where is Michael? Yeah, so again, Marjorie Greene's going to keep fighting. Always keep that in mind. And she's a hero in my world. And there are some other heroes up there. Jim Jordan, there's more. McCarthy's good. I mean, they really are trying to fight. And they're trying to fight back. They truly are. And, support these people the best you can. Now, what I want to talk a little bit about the Dems against Dems, I really wish I could be a fly on the wall to hear what goes on in some of these other chat rooms that I don't go into. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that because, I told you I was going to get to this part. The only guy that I see in Pittsburgh, so this is for the Pittsburghers, and this is real brief. As I said, there's no real Republican platform or number of votes that could get anybody in to that seat of the mayorship here. So just a brief for you guys. He is an airborne combat vet. His name is Tony Merino, Merino. He's the only one that comes to mind to me that looks like he's promising. There's another black fellow. I don't have all the information in on him. He's a man of color. I'll get more on him. He's also running Democrat, though. And this is for Pittsburgh. This is for Pittsburgh. Uh, he does. I don't think he believes in the suppression. I don't think he believes in this whole narrative. And if he gets in there, I think he may be the only choice we have for Pittsburgh, at least for right now, in the moment, in the minute right here, because he doesn't agree with it. And I followed some of the things that he has said and some of his comments. Pittsburgh, keep in mind, but do your own homework, stay diligent, make sure. So why do dates and time shows so prevalent to all these things that the left does and the left throws at us? Because they are all like they have the isms in them. Everything is an ism, the communism, the socialism, everything is an ism. And they show true. They show true to everything and theories of prophecy and hidden in the hidden books. These people are in it. I don't even, it's to me, it's a belief system. People name things, but they're evil. And I'll just leave it at that. And they do things to dates and times. And a lot of them have been prophesized as well as exposed. Even like Fauci in 2017 said America will be faced with just what we have. Before that, there was a lady who was a basic medium psychic who prophesied this years and years ago. Name Sylvia Brown, correct? Sylvia Brown, look into her book. And there's a lot of interesting facts there. They all correlate and they all add up. So I just wanted to put that on to you so you can make the best decision that you can on that. So do that. Look into those things because these people surround themselves strongly with that stuff. And even the ideologies, if you really look into the research, how it affects every narrative that is happening right now. So I just wanted to throw that out to you. It depends how far and what you want to look into, what you're into. Some people don't believe in a lot of stuff, but they're living by it. They're living by charts. They're living by stars. They're living by symbols, and they're practicing it right in front of your face. And I'll just say that if you get into it enough to look and observe, you'll find factually 90% of it lines up correctly to that and always does. Chris Christie, given thought to run against Trump if Trump's man enough to step up to the plate in 2024. Will he? I don't know if Trump will. I just don't. He's already, getting a little older. Maybe he wants to retire. I think if he could have did back-to-back terms, it would have been a better idea for him in his life and with his wife. He deserves to have that. When do you retire? Because, you have all these businesses. And maybe he is semi-retired his whole life in ways, but I really believe he was a working man, went to the office, probably a big majority of the time. And so, where's that going to go? I don't know. I'm for him. I'll vote for him. I will definitely vote for him. I'll do anything I can to preach for him, to get him in here, to push the narrative of presidency. He still won't confirm anything. The only thing he confirms is the 2024. I'm not being a Don drag here. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just calling it the way it is. So if anything miraculous happens in this world with everything going on, and there was some bigger planned issue in the government, or let's say a military unit that you're not aware exists, okay? But there are military branches that exist beyond what most people have any idea of knowledge, and they do. If they were to come in and take a hold of what's going on in these governments, they're not going to let Trump come back in. It's just not going to happen because they could not concentrate enough to do something impartially and to go after all the corruption and all the change that has happened. But I'm not trying to say anything in a wrong manner here about Trump. I'm just saying what I would see as how that would happen. Well, Ted Cruz, run them in heartbeat. I can't really understand what Lucy's saying. Lucy, talk Spanish. she speaks different languages, so sometimes no, it's not her. It's these devices. We all own these damn devices, and they do this. No matter what we put on, this is what happens.
I believe President Trump is putting the power and his wealth behind better candidates.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, Trump is definitely right now utilizing his strength there. And that's why he said grassroots to everybody. Grassroots. I believe President Trump is putting that came from Jack. wealth behind candidates. Yeah, you're right, Jack. He is. And if anything was to happen with what we know has gone on in the entirety of the world and things that, let's just say, had to stop put to them in any way, and there's not a lot of it, but some important things have gone down by other countries that played parts to it, which means there are things out there moving. Someone has interest against what we know as the deep state or above or above. Okay. With that narrative said, we can only hope for Trump to keep pushing. And I think what he's trying to do is give us longevity. He's trying to give us safety and longevity to our country here in America. And is the whole experiment of this bigger? Of course it is. I mean, it wasn't a week and a half after the pandemic when he went after all the TAs. And that has to do with when you're sitting in your car and you're sitting there in traffic forever and ever and ever. When he had 40,000 troops go out, and the media's face fell off when he told them that there were problems that needed to be handled, and he was working with other countries, and we sent nearly 40,000 troops in to activate all these issues. So that was a direct attack on them with the direct attack to the pandemic. You better believe that. So will you see him again ever in office? I don't know. And he won't commit yet. He won't commit. I don't blame him, but he's never conceded either. So, we have what we have. But if a larger scale military operation that you would learn of comes in and would do anything, they have to do it on their own and get it corrected before anything in my mind could ever happen without causing or creating more of an issue, because they have to be impartial. And it would be that 10-day. You would see all this happen. You would see the military come on TV. You would see and that's where this may possibly one day fall. All we can do is hope for something like that, because Lord knows we need hope with this world right now. And the narrative of the schools, Terry's down there. Terry Anderson and his wife Dawn are down there in Amarillo, Texas today. April. I'm sorry, April. My apologies if you hear this. And you should hear it, because I'm a patriot like you. No, but I'm trying to remember the school they were at, and I can't remember it. But they were down there because of the ideologies of what they're doing and what they're teaching these kids, what they want these kids to learn. It's bizarre. It's bizarre where we are. It's truly bizarre. Let me see if I can find that real quick here. I know I did make some quick notes. And if I didn't, they're basically, I guess, in my head. Oh, okay. I'm thinking where I'm at with this is what the school's narratives and teachings will be. Now, this is what's so important to the children. So don't hate me, even though you hate me, because I talk like this. So hate me. It's fine. But listen to this before you start to judge me that far. If you haven't already X'd out, and that would be fine too. This will enlighten people that need to know it. The true structure of bringing the kids back into school is the mandate shots, number one, okay? The Franken shots. And they will, in some cases, send out information. If you don't get it, we already know that was happening. Your son or daughter could come home with the punch, the Franken shot. And guess what? I'll get to that. They are considered now guardianship to your child, and they preach to your child that you don't talk to your parent as an elder or as a respectful party to you. They are an equal and nothing more once you are on this earth. That's the way the ideology to teach is to be taught. It's also a mental and social modification program that will now be a new curriculum in all schools. They want to raise your child. They want to give your child its opinions, views, and knowledge on their narrative. They want to change the world as we know it and the transgenderisms of male to female and female to male as accordingly to how it would apply. Now, if you're a hermaphrodite, I don't know how that would work. They may be in a free society somehow, but there is a middle somewhere. What do you do in that case, smart asses? Okay. Yeah, I know, but it's the truth. They don't have to like anything I say. They're yelling at me and laughing at me at the same time, but it is the truth. You take all sexes, put them on the table because they're all real. They are all real. They all have a meaning. Will they just eliminate them? We have to think of the safety of every living being. When you have a curriculum like that, so when you have that, they're claiming primary guardianship to your children now, and that's what they'll preach to them for what is going to be the greater power of transgenderisms of all individuals. They're talking all sides. They're talking all sides of everything of a human. Okay, and this is exactly why Terry was down there today, and it's astonishing what we have to deal with. So really keep your eyes on your schools. Take turns, parents. Go into them, watch them, listen to them, follow the curriculum. Make sure that they are not doing this in your schools, because some teachers may fight back on this. But we already know in Texas, this is being taught. This is being taught. And I'm getting a yippa. I don't know. I'm just starting the fact, and I agree against. Oh, okay. They're talking to each other. Okay, cool. I'm glad they are. So keep that in mind. Patriots and his wife, April. Good people. Just always out there doing stuff for us. Anyone see a problem with all this? I mean, I do. I do, really. Now, a bigger picture, though. And it falls under the police again. And this is going to be a narrative. And yet you have 3 other officers now that still have cases pending. And I'm sure they want verdicts of jail, 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 jail. Without a doubt. All 3 counts, all 3 counts, all 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 to every individual. Now, but you still have the 13-year-old boy out and about, roaming the streets, 2 a.m., has a gun. Is the problem the gun, or is the problem the parent? Or is it all the above? The boy, the gun, the parent? Who takes fault for this? That an officer even has to come across this? Where are the teachings in the home? Did the parents have an improper upbringing? I'm thinking maybe that's these. There were so many young baby boomers out there in this world listening to all this rap music and things that were going on, and the subliminal messages and all the rap music. We didn't have this with Foreigner or Journey or Boston, But in that era, getting their messages out, all cultures of all colors, intermingled, intermixed. And now we have all cultures of all colors in pretty much every family in America. So whatever the case is, it landed up where it is. And maybe just somebody didn't teach somebody right. You don't blame the officer. You blame the teacher, the parent, the crybaby. Yeah, it's a shame when anything has to happen of this magnitude. No man or woman goes to work that day thinking they're going to have to shoot and kill somebody or have an accidental problem of nervousness. And I foresee a couple of those things of possibilities, whether testimony to them will happen or did happen, probably have occurred in ways. But where does the failure lie with this when this happens? 1 second, 1 chance to protect himself. And look where he's going to be. In the middle of all this in America, USA, and not just America, a global. But guess what? Overseas, they support the officers trying to do their jobs if they're good, even though they're having problems of wars with their own police. It comes down to about the good of the person, the good of the issue, and these cameras do say a lot. But I had a post up, okay? A guy comes up and touches an officer's weapon and started to pull down on it. And the officer reached up and he, boom. The comments were phenomenal in ways in support of the police officer. But a couple came through which says, oh, he punched him in the throat. He didn't get punched in the throat. Look at the damn video. What are you seeing? What's coming into your mind from your eyes? I don't get it. If you review it several times, you will see that this officer hit him not here, here. And I had to make a comment to it. But this just goes to show you what is coming in here. Are we going through something with people that we don't even know's happened? Is that where this diversity is? Part of it? I don't know. But there's so many questions we need answered. There truly is. So anything will change on these law crimes? I don't know. Should they change? Yeah, we need a betterment for the protection of the police so they stay responsible. Because I want to say this to BLM, Antifa, and anybody else that wants to dream up a little preppy name or idiotic name to the world. Is it still light on? Oh. Okay, I was just wondering. I didn't know what time it is. I'm asking dumb questions. Something caught my eye. How do you change these laws now and the direction everything is at? How do you protect the police? I'll get back to where I was going. Who's going to stand between these groups of protesters and rioters? The no-gooders of America. This is what's really what they stand for. And I wish these parents would put their foot up their asses when they know their kids are out there doing this, because they're an embarrassment to their families. They truly are. And to their own neighbors, their children, their people of America. Man, they're going to unleash the patriots on these people, because the patriots are going to stand up and they're not going to take the SATCH. They're not. I spelt that wrong for a reason. It's only a 4-letter word. I know how to spell it. But, it's another word I'm trying to get rid of because of Mike, going on Mike. So do your homework, Dave. Get it done. Yeah. So without the police, they have no protection. I hope they're aware of that. I hope they're really aware of what will come when push comes to shove on that case scenario. What will come? Because I know for a fact the people that I know are not going to take this bull. They're not going to take this BS from them. They're not going to justify it. They're going to, get hit, and they're going to get hit hard. And that's why they want our Second Amendment. That's why they want our guns, because they want to defund the police, and they want you to be without protection as well, and stand strong for those actions against them. Stay strong in it all the way. You just have to. I also want to bring this up because I think it's more than important to everyone in the United States of America. What true statistics show, and even black men of voice have stated this. Over 90% of black on black crimes and shootings have always been in their own black communities. Hello, bigger problem than what we are seeing. No one's looking at that picture or how to fix that picture. But if you want to fix that picture, to fix it, you got to fix that, and then come over here to try to fix what you can here under law enforcement, which you don't get rid of them, you don't defund them, you don't try to reorganize them, Mr. Peduto, or anybody else in the United States of America. You let them stand to protect the Constitution, the freedom of people, and to stay in the opinion down the middle, not to judge, but just to control and do their job. Be impartial, be smart, and understand the situation when it's in front of them. And I truly believe we have seen that plenty. Now, getting back to Chauvin. I know. Just so much going on. But over a $20 fake bill. Okay, it's still a criminal act. If hasn't not it always been, if you get a counterfeit bill, you're supposed to call the authorities, and now only if it's a suitcase full would be appropriate. Are you kidding me? So anyway, that said, over 90% black on black crimes are against black doing it to black. People of color. Doesn't mean if they're a little bit whitish to the skin tone, caramel, yellow, they have names in their own culture for it. I don't even know how to address some of it, but I have many friends of it. I don't look at them as color. If their name's Joe, I say, "What's up, Joe?" It doesn't matter if they're dark, if they're lighter, if they're. And let me tell you something. They address each other any way they see fit. And that's probably why we have black on black crimes the way we do, possibly. But that's their culture of where they want to be, and that's how they live. So, the problem truly in America is colored people, but all people, more importantly, need good protection and good safety and good law. And we have to keep pushing for that. We really do. We really do. Because it's really huge. Last but not least, on the Ohio issue, an officer does all that he can. Video camera shows an attack directly towards him with a knife. He's trying to protect another black lady, young lady, a lady of color. Another young lady of color comes at him, towards him with a knife. He has to make a final decision right then and there. I don't know his position. He could have been falling backwards. He could have really been in a very bad predicament that he could not have came back from, and it could have been death to him. He had to make the shot, and he did. Now we have the voices out of Washington to burn down the state of Ohio, Columbus, the area of Columbus, Ohio. And this is coming out of Washington. It's unreal. It's just unreal. This is our leaders up there in Nancy land and in the circus up at the White House. So where are we going to go from here? What's going to happen? This is a narrative that's big enough to start destroying America across America. It really is. And BLM is shouting support, making trouble, of course, and they really are. Reverend Al Sharpie's putting his 2 cents worth in, the guy that makes money from the book, his true narrative, and now picks up his own show, political show, commentary for 1 hour, that's going to be on TV very soon. And they could have picked anybody with better credentials than him. His narrative is not anything more than the coattails he rides on. A wannabe great Martin Luther King, which he'll never be, and more, and more. His prayers, I don't know who he prayed to last night, and thanks, but he wasn't the no God that I know. Not for what he preaches, what comes out of his mouth. It couldn't match up. It doesn't seem to be possible. But you have things like that. Candace Owens looks to be a popular favor to a lot of people. And she's a rock star. She really is. She has a lot to say. She puts out a lot. She puts out a lot of information. She's been down in Texas. She's been at the border. She's been at the schools. And let me tell you something. I've watched some of her videos on the schools. These schools are not even what your children have up here in America. Let me tell you, what they provided in schools and some of these, through some of the associations and ISIS and so forth, they're resorts. Children in resorts. And I'm not saying kids don't deserve a good life coming across this board. I'm not against the children. I'm against the plan of bringing in the farmers and all this other stuff that was going on, and how they manipulated the system to make it look like it was families. All the adult women pregnant. I mean, it's all just blown up. It's all just blown up majorly. So that said, I got to wish luck to Ohio tonight. I don't know where they're going to be with what. I also got word that a lot of people were asked to volunteer to go up to Minnesota. I couldn't have volunteered if I was an officer, not after what the mayor and the chief of police, the statements that they made this morning. I couldn't ever volunteer as an officer. I would have never gone up there. I just wouldn't. And I still think we're going to see some retirement people leaving or just saying, I'm not going to be a cop anymore. And that's going to be the bottom line of it. So with that said, I just want you to know that it was great spending some time with you. The comments coming out of DC are violations of the 18 U.S. Code and 2021. Yeah, I don't get into every code, um, simply because there's not enough of formality of action in the room tonight. For me to, I have some of those notes to that, and if you feel like posting anything, Jack, please do it. And know that I am going to contact you. Let's do something real quick because this country's falling apart, and we'll pull sides together and see what we can do to help out. Also, I had you in thought of what I was talking about last night or the night before. I have, you're in Australia still, I believe, stranded over there, which would be great for us, as far as getting some of the countries involved. I have someone in Ontario, me, myself, here in the center, northeaster of PA. I have somebody really good also down on the shorefront, down outside of Texas. And I have two people that I can rely on who are good podcasters who share me, who would gladly get involved if we could put multiple faces up and talk about the world issues as they really, really are, as to what's going on. Where it'll get us, I don't know, but we can at least make news with news and report on with what is going on all over the world, as well as in the United States. And the enlightenments are that I find out the news that I get from over there is what they should be reporting here to us, and they don't, and vice versa. So it's a reverse kind of engineering thing, just like space, time, and continuance. But anyway, it's been a great night. Thank you guys for checking it out. I appreciate you. I really do. Do what you can to support your podcasters. Do what you can to support suppressions. Don't let it happen. Fight back. Go against them. Go against everything. And if you're in Pittsburgh, don't forget to check out Bicycle Haven. Great people. Also want to just send out a second shot to Southwest PA bikers. I want to thank you guys for all your support you've given and all the shares that you've done. It's a good feeling to know that friends are friends for people out there and they do this kind of thing. So, yes, trapped. And yeah, he is still trapped. Well, that'll be good. Yes, I know about the house in Texas. So let me call you tomorrow. Let me before you get off though. Let me do this. What's the best time? My time to call you, since you know the United States, give or take that hour in Texas away, because Texas is an hour behind me. If it's 8 o'clock, it's 7 in Texas. What are your times like, Jack, down there? Lucy still on? She's probably out causing havoc. She does what she's supposed to do. She's a hero. I know, but she's a hero. She goes out and she does her postings and tries to get people involved. 1 hour, 32 minutes. I actually am allowed 3 hours, David. Do you know that? I don't know why. I got rated up. It could be because of what's going on elsewhere. And I can send you some pictures to show what I mean later. Today, tomorrow, whatever, when I get to them. Not a whole hell of a lot on Facebook tonight. I'm shocked with 750 people. Nobody came in. Are they sick? Maybe they're just sick of the news. Maybe they're just sick of the news.
It gets more depressing every day.
It does get depressing. It does, but you can't give up. This is a hard fight. 12:41.
It's 11:41 a.m.
Okay.
Thursday here at the moment.
Oh, okay. So if we did this like right now, this would be great. We would have to do it around. Yes, I'm not going to tell you to type, Jack. I know you're hearing me. So if I did this from here, say around 7 o'clock. No, that's too early for you. Yeah, 11:41. I don't know. 9 o'clock in the evening here would be good time for you. Then I would assume. Well, no, I just bring him in. Since he joined the room, he came in early. We could start the chat at 8 o'clock. work till 8:15. Make sure we go through everything. We got everybody on board, then go live with it and stream it. Dave, can you handle streaming that out as long as you have a source to all the from behind the glass? Can you handle that? Can you source it out? Are you large enough to be able to do it? Can you source it, Dave? Dave can't share no more? What did he do now? Did you get in trouble again, Dave? I thought he had I thought we had this rectified. You did your time.
Here, read that. That's from Dave.
I got off.
No, the one above it.
I fired off 50 on me in the first few minutes. I can't share for 2 days. I fired off 100 shares on TOT Talks. We went live tonight. Facebook. You never have to worry about Facebook. We can we can always handle that part from here. For when we put this together and to get Jack and maybe JJ and some of the other people that I have to start doing this programmable thing for 2 to 3 hours, then I think if you just focus to what you think is a fair way to, getting into MeWe and Rumble and so forth, because tonight I didn't go there. But I can do Rumble. I can also get on MeWe too through another source out of Texas. Or I could just sign on, do it myself. We're just going to have to talk more and figure it out because there's too much important stuff out there. JJ, I'm sorry, Jack Anderson, I want to thank you for stopping through tonight, checking it out. Alexandria, forgive me. I am blurred in my left eye. I really am. I had something done. I got to go back. It didn't work. And I get like a fuzziness. So I'm just going to address you as Sir Jack. So, Sir Jack, got anything you need to tell the world? How long are you going to be off Facebook before we get off here? What world did you misspell? I misspell everything right now, Lucy. I can't see straight out of my left eye. I also want to say hi to Beth. I'm just looking at some stuff before we close out. I think people deserve this. So I'm going to give a quick shout of hello. Lucy, you already know I said it. I want to say hi to Pamela Borton. Sarah, you're great too. Don't think I don't think it. Eva Dixon, hello, how are you? April, Dead Lady Red. Elena Stoudemire, thank you. Richard J. I'm sorry. Deborah J. Richardson. That's my problem in my eye. Paul Rivera. Now there's a man, got like 5,000 friends, got a hell of a voice, got a hell of a reach. And I need to get better close with him too as well because we're good friends. We really are. We talk in thumbs up and different scenarios all the time. I want to say hi to Renee Jones. Thank you for joining in last night. You're a rock star. You're a hero. The prayers are always welcome. Always know that. You can post anything you want, say anything you want. TBS, you know who you are, Tracy in Oakmont, okay? And hello to everybody out at Oakmont Bakery. I want to say that too. What else we got here? Who else is on? I want to say hi to Mary Kay and Joe. Great people, a lot of prayers, good Christians. Open those churches. Kayla Heron. I'm sorry, my eye. Keep that in mind. John Fleshner. I know John's on tonight. I don't know if he's listening or not. I hope he is. Sarah Gale. Nana. I'm going to share this to you just so you know. DB over in Northside. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? Just want you to know I shouted you out. Lisa Murata. Hello. How are you? Jack Alexander. There it is. It's right in front of me now. He's banned. He's not banned under my name. He can come in under my name, correct? All right, they're taking me down now anyway. Part 2 reveals. Okay, thank you. Whatever you're talking about. Linda Moulton Howe. Hi, how are you? She's sending me a I can't do this right now, and I wanted to talk to her, and it's in my way. Wait a minute. Yes. Incredible woman, award-winning journalist. She can blow your mind with the people that she's known and she's interviewed. Great person. If you get a chance to check out her cast, check it out, what she does. She's an American through and through. Through and through. Well, but my concern is, as long as Sir Jack's on with us, he's good to go. We'll just hide his name until the end credit. All right, yeah, do that. We'll get it all set up, guys. And thank you so much, America. Thank you, all my friends. Megan Driscoll, too. How are you? And how do you pronounce AIDA? Adia? Hello. Just want you to know. Bonnie Nash, hi. How are you? So many more. I don't get always a chance to say hi to those guys, so I want to do it. I like to shout them out. I just think it's not just good for the cast. It's good for America to share your friends, let them know you support them. And again, I want you guys to have a great night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you who did come in. Thank you, Lucy, for sharing and talking. But it's time for me to close down and short circuit this board right now. So I do appreciate you guys. The last thing before I always leave, and I say this the best way I can possibly: live as good as you can, live with your family, enjoy them every moment, every day. Don't judge me. I won't judge you. Good night from 10 O'Clock Talks. Take care.